Hey, Channel Surfers. Welcome to Remote Reality. This is Lauren. I hope you're having a great weekend. I am doing this episode a little bit different. So yesterday, I dropped a special episode for the week. It was Liver King. It's Dee, Liz, and I watching this. I don't know. It was a crazy documentary. I'm not even sure what I watched still. Something about low-carb diets and how not having carbs makes you a liar. That's what I got out of it. But at the end of that episode, Liz, Dee, and I did start our Dateline for today. It's Dateline season 33, episode 37, The Sliding Glass Door, which it was late. I started to mess up the name of it. So you'll hear that at the first part of the episode. But no, this one is The Sliding Glass Door. Anyway, we were laughing so hard. We ended up staying up till 1:30 in the morning, even though Liz had to go take her daughter to band. Her daughter is the only student at her school that made tuba, or that made the all-state band. She plays the tuba. So yeah, she's an amazing musician, and Liz is a dedicated mom. She had to get up at 5:30 in the morning and drive 3.5 hours to this band practice and then drive 3.5 hours back, all with her ex-husband. She's a real trooper. So I told her, I'm not going to finish this episode without you. I will publish what we had because we surely got a kick out of it. And I hope the Channel Surfers, enjoy it too. I hope this kind of makes your Saturday. It's about 15 minutes long so far, but I will drop the rest of it this week once we have a chance to finish up the recording. And after the 15 minutes of what we have for this episode so far, I'm going to come back and we'll do a little bit of recent news, pop culture updates, true crime stuff. So I'll see you here in about 15 minutes. But for now, you're going to listen to the first part of our True Crime Saturday Dateline.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel Surfers, let's ride.
Welcome to Remote Reality. This is Lauren.
This is Dee.
Hi, this is Liz.
She's here. We caught her. Although we just finished recording our Liver King episode, and then Liz stepped away to make a phone call, and it took us 35 minutes to find her back.
But I was still here.
You were still there.
Somewhere.
We could hear you microwaving stuff. I just edited the episode while you were gone.
Did you?
I did. That was cute.
That was disgusting.
All right, so we're going to play a game. We're about to do the True Crime Saturday Dateline. We're going to do a murder in Minot. So that was the one that came on before the Brian Kohberger one. But the game we're going to play is, let's see how far we can make it without cussing, without using dirty words or dirty language. So no poop talk, no sexual talk, and no cursing. And it's like the quiet game. Whoever messes up first loses.
I used to play the quiet game with my daughter when she was little. I'd be like, if you can be quiet for 5 minutes, I'll make you a cake when we get home.
I play it with Jake, but he loses. All right, so Liz, for anybody on YouTube, you can see this. She's holding up a pillow with Nicolas Cage's eyes and nose and mouth. She's covering her face because she knows if she opens her mouth and talks, she's in trouble. It's okay. You can lose. It's okay to lose.
I'm not mad about losing. I'm just trying to have a buffer.
Just trying to have a buffer. So this is Dateline, season 33, episode 27. It's called Secrets of the Sliding Door. You know what? We're not doing the murder and no, because that one is 2 hours long.
I thought we were playing a game.
Well, that's going to be the game while we're watching the episode.
Oh, shit. I didn't know we were watching an episode. I thought we were playing a game.
You just cussed.
I thought we were
just
watching.
It's okay. We're starting over. We're starting over.
I didn't know we were watching another episode. I haven't even taken my bra off yet tonight.
Okay, well, you can do that when we start the episode.
Okay.
I think she's ready for bed.
She's ready for this game. All right, so it is season 33, episode 27, Secrets of the Sliding Door. The episode starts with a view of the Manhattan skyline, New York City, a very famous view. What were you going to say, Liz? Something about...
It's different during the daytime and the nighttime, but in the nighttime, they showed Manhattan. They showed, like, Times Square.
This story is a New York story, but it doesn't take place in Manhattan.
Can we
It takes place here. And then they show a completely different area of New York, which is probably like 99% in New York is that.
Brooklyn, Bronx,
Syracuse.
Limestones.
Syracuse, New York,
that's
or Boston.
upstate. That's upstate. I'm talking about like D.
It said it was one of the boroughs, but I don't recall it saying which borough it was.
So,
but it was very suburban looking.
It could be like Tribeca or something.
And that's what the difference in the night and day
Massapequa. It definitely wasn't Manhattan.
It was New Jersey, the other side of the Hudson. So we start out there, and yeah, that when they were like, yeah, New York's very recognizable, but this area isn't. Well, no, that's probably 99% of that state.
Correct. Okay, understood. Wait.
So we meet the victim. Her name is Simonette. I thought they were saying cinema. Not to speak ill of the dead at all. I just thought her name was Cinema.
I'll probably never be able to pronounce it.
And thank you for trying.
And Liz said she looked very happy. Come say hi. And one of Liz's children just walked in.
Oh, that's her boob? It's okay. Oh my gosh, Aylin, I love it. I'll show them. Are we recording? It doesn't matter. I'll show you.
Yes, we are.
This is the tattoo that Aylin gave her friend on her side boob.
Aw, that's so cute. Her side boob is on YouTube now.
No, not on YouTube. We don't even know the friend's name, but I love it. This is the first tattoo Aylin gave me.
Aw. All right, so Simonette, Cinnamon. She was a teacher, and Liz thinks she looked really happy. And that was until a hot day in the summer where her husband John came home and found her dead.
Send that to me, please. Thank you. Yes.
We'll be back.
I sent it to me. Tell your dogs to make you a little snack.
It's 7:30. She's not letting me eat.
I failed a test today, like one of our work trainings, because it was about hazards and safety. And it was like open cabinets. And I'm like, oh, that's funny, because we had an open filing cabinet. Open filing cabinet, and I got a nice little. I walked into the open metal filing cabinet.
We just got Liz back from her attention deficit field trip, and when she came back, I was like, "All right, we got her back." And Dee, what did you say?
I don't even remember.
So funny. Like,
I think it was the hell we do.
The hell we did.
All right, and back to Dateline. Okay. But we might have just lost that game, but we're starting clean again. So we meet the next door neighbor, Bob, and he's talking about the day that Simonette died and her husband, John, found her body. And he calls John Croupy, and he's got this New York accent. He's like, so we standing over there, and I saw Croupy, and he was going up and down, and he said they killed her. Did I do it?
Yes. I think you did great.
I still got some Yankee in me.
Damn Yankee.
So yeah, this guy is such a character. Did you just ask if I was a Yankee and we were both born in Pennsylvania?
No, I said you did great.
So yeah, I just wanted to point out Bob because I like Bob. He kind of reminds me of my uncles, like my grandma's brothers.
Very New England.
So you're great. You're great uncles.
Yeah, great uncles.
I can't decipher a Long Island / New York versus a Boston accent sometimes when people come into work. And I'm like, well, you're from the North. And I am. But when we
definitely had this conversation on a podcast. I don't know if it was one that we published or if it was one of our behind the scenes ones.
Okay.
However, after you said that, I said, isn't Syracuse in Boston? And then we realized, no, it's in New York.
Wah, wah, wah. Nick is laughing with you.
Yeah, Liz has a Nicolas Cage video. Sorry, Liz has a Nicolas Cage pillow for those of you not watching us on YouTube, and she's petting it and doing weird stuff to it. And So when she talks about Nick and whatever he's doing, it's her Nicolas Cage pillow.
Whatever I'm doing. Rock, but
So Liz was talking about Detective. Well, now I want to call him Murdoch, but it was Murdoch. So two detectives show up at the scene and they find a female face down in a pool of blood. What kind of weapon was used? What are they thinking, guys?
Knife.
originally gun, but obviously not a gun.
Why not a gun?
I don't know, because Dee said so, and she's the boss.
So there's no there's no bullet holes. No bullet holes. There's a lot of blood. So usually with knives, it's going to be like and Liz, you've heard this episode, you haven't seen it yet. But Dee and I are fresh here. I'm going to say usually with a knife, usually it's somebody that is closely related to you because it's out of anger and vengeance. Although the prosecutors in Brian Kohberger's case would not agree. Apparently a random person can come off the street, leave no DNA, and kill 4 people in 13 minutes. I digress. I think that this is going to be her husband. And yes, that is the most obvious choice. But anybody else think husband?
I was thinking husband.
I'm about to look up to make sure I've actually listened to the podcast so I know.
Yeah. Liz, you're not allowed to vote on the future telling stuff.
Well, no, but I don't think so. The final days, I haven't been following P. Diddy's at all.
I can keep you up to speed.
So wait, is this Karen Reed's trial? What is
Liz,
what is this Dateline episode called?
How many gummies did you eat?
I just smoked one hit of weed.
Just one gummy.
Sliding doors.
No, we're watching Sliding Doors. We're not.
But we're watching Dateline, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Keith Morrison.
Yeah.
I don't even have that.
Sliding
I don't
Doors.
even have that on my phone.
Okay, so she hasn't heard this one yet.
I haven't. That's why I was like, something sounds familiar.
Back to Dateline, the Sliding Doors episode. So I was going to say this is a really heartbreaking scene because we meet Simonette's mom, and she's talking about the day that she went to the house and she found out her daughter had been brutally murdered, and they found her in a pool of blood, and there were helicopters, there were police all around. Liz just started laughing when we started it, and I didn't even get my joke out yet, which, yeah, this is so inappropriate. Does the woman look like Gene Simmons?
I'm not laughing to be in genuine.
I
Dee?
can't. The damn Nicolas Cage pillow is killing me. I can't.
It's helping me right now.
She rubs it and it's red. My ADD goes immediately over to the pillow every time she strokes it.
It's my comfort.
Some people are listening. They're not watching. So you, come over to YouTube to find out what we're doing. Anyway, yeah. Does she look like Gene Simmons?
Maybe.
I can't.
A little bit.
I can't see her.
But yeah, I was really sad for her. But the resemblance was uncanny. So, bless you, Liz.
Excuse me. I felt good.
Simonette's mom and dad both show up at the crime scene. Her mom is distraught. She collapses. We see some of the police cam footage. The house is torn up. It's a mess. Now, question. If they came into my house or Liz's house, how would they know whether it was a burglary or just us being complete messes? Dee?
I don't know. Your house is cleaned every day by, or not every day, but every week by a housekeeper. So
Every other week. And
Gosh,
I skipped a week.
damn touts.
I don't know. They could say it looks like somebody tried to stage a burglary and people would be like, no, that's just Lauren's house.
no, that's not what your house looks like. I don't know what Liz's house looks like.
Oh, I can show you. You want? Yeah, but I have to sneeze again. Damn, I'm allergic to cats and lead penises and Nicolas Cage pillows.
And you have 4 cats.
3.
Do you have Benadryl?
It's the first time I've been on a
No.
sneezing fit in a hot minute. So to answer that question,
How would they know that whether you were robbed or whether it's just your normal place? How do the police know?
they don't. They make assumptions because they want to solve a case.
I hope they assume that we're clean.
Like,
Maybe they guess by what the toilets look like or how much dirty laundry is there.
Ooh, I fucked. I'm screwed. I'm going to jail for life.
They're not going to believe anybody who tried to rob you.
Guilty. The police find that the sliding door on the back, the glass door, it's open. So they swab the back of it for fingerprints. Now, because the husband lives there, you would expect his fingerprints to be there.
That would be like not accusing, but like finding my kid's DNA on my sliding glass door.
So, I mean, it's not...
Or my friends, like people that come, well, a few friends, but...
If they find his DNA, I don't think that's proof that he did it. If they find someone else's DNA, it could maybe give you another suspect. But, I mean, the person could have been wearing gloves. I don't think it's going to be dispositive evidence. They're going to need more than a handprint.
On a sliding glass door, for sure.
Yeah. Now, her mom comes out to the media and has a message for the killer, which is, I can't read my own handwriting. Oh my gosh. Dee, do you remember years ago at my office, I asked you to read my notes and you said, you can't read them. How am I supposed to?
Uh-huh.
That's why I type notes. I think it says get. She said, get rage. I have no idea.
Blooper.
What did I write?
Is that backwards?
Jesus, did you write that with your right hand?
Or left?
Yeah,
Wait.
maybe I should write with my left instead.
He said
Sliding.
something about no matter how long it took, she would find them.
I thought I saw door. That's
There's
all.
something about she will pay. So yeah, but I just remember it sounded very like mafia-like.
I was just thinking Kiss songs that, I was singing different ones in my head. Like,
Gene
Not funny.
I was trying to think.
AI Lauren is narrating the next 30 seconds because real Lauren forgot to say a few things. Imagine that. This concludes part 1 of the Dateline Sliding Doors episode. Make sure you like and subscribe to Remote Reality Podcast so you don't miss part 2 next week. Now, here is real Lauren with Coburger and Combs trial updates. If you are on YouTube, there are pictures for evidence. Well, channel servers, I hope you enjoyed the first part of our Dateline. I will be posting the next part this week once we finish wrapping it up. But let's do some updates. What's been going on in the world since we last hung out? Well, Diddy, the Sean Combs trial. We are now a month in. This trial started on May 12th and it's June 14th. It's been a month. Where have we gotten? Well, we've talked a little bit about this. We have Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, who's testified. We also have some other victims, and they are going under private aliases, Mia and Jane. I think it's interesting that the court is allowing any features of them to be sketched. Some of the features are very identifying. You can tell their race, their hair color. I'm not questioning the judge's decision, but I just worry because these are alleged victims, and I think we should treat them like victims. I think we should treat Sean Combs as innocent until proven guilty, but I also would, want to protect them. There are rape shield laws that help protect them. So this is a high publicity case, and people online already think they know who Jane and Mia are. I don't want to go into that. I want to recognize the courage that it takes for them to speak out. No doubt these women have been through some stuff. Was it sex trafficking and criminal conspiracy under RICO? I don't know. I don't know if the state will be able to prove that. It was horrible and traumatic, and it definitely would have fit into some other crimes that were not charged. There is only a 5-year statute of limitations for rape in federal court, and these charges are brought in federal court. They're brought in the federal district court. There's no statute of limitations for rape in California. I just wonder if maybe the evidence for it isn't as strong. And this is what makes me worry. This is Sean Combs' defense, is that these were consensual relationships. That's what the state has to prove also, not only in a rape case, but in this case, it would have to be non-consensual because they're arguing the conspiracy is done by force. So it will definitely be interesting to keep getting these updates as this trial progresses. Well, I wish that we could be in the courtroom, see what was happening on TV. It's such a sensitive nature, and just we need to protect the people who are brave enough to tell their stories, tell their survival stories. So I don't want to talk about the rumors online in detail about what people are saying about identity. I think we should respect these people and the courage that it takes them to come forward. Now, Kanye West, aka Ye, I know him by Kanye because my age, I never knew him as Ye. But he did show up in support of Sean Combs this week. We've also had hotel administration assistants that work for the business testifying about Sean Combs. Apparently, one of his helpers, his workers, was paid or offered $100,000 for the security cam footage in that hotel in California. That horrible footage where we see Sean Combs brutally attacking Cassie Ventura. It's very hard to watch. Now, was he trying to hide his criminal acts by using a criminal enterprise? Or is he just a public figure that knows that he's not doing right and is trying to hide that from the press? That's going to be what the state has to prove, that this was criminal. This was using an enterprise for making crimes happen and getting away with it. So, yeah, these charges are just strange to me. I've said that from the beginning, but we'll see what happens. We're probably about halfway through the trial. It was expected to go 8 weeks to 10 weeks. Again, we're about a month in, so we're at that halfway mark, and there hasn't been anything that's really caught me yet. Although I'm defense-minded, I don't always see it the way that the jury sees it. So yeah, time's going to tell on that one. Also, this Air India crash has me fascinated. This plane, it flew from India. It was flying to London, and within 5 minutes of takeoff, it crashed into a building. It's very sad. This was a medical dormitory for college students that were studying medicine, there to help people. So not only do we have victims in the air who lost their lives because of this tragic event, but also victims on the ground. What is absolutely amazing to me, everybody else is presumed dead. I think at this point they have said that everybody likely lost their lives on that plane. They're still pulling out things from the rubble, trying to just check their T's, cross their I's, but they don't expect any other survivors. And what really just amazes me is that in seat 11A, Vishwash Kumar Ranish, he was sitting there. It was close to an emergency exit. It's not typically the safest spot on a plane, but he was close enough where he was able to walk away as soon as he came to. He realized, oh, I can get away from here. And he was surrounded by bodies. He ran out of the emergency exit and he survived. They got him walking away from the plane wreck. When you have that kind of story of survival, it really just makes you think. I feel like if I was in a bike accident, it would be over for me, and I'm his age. But wow, the plane was going at 100 miles per hour. It's just really amazing. Not only did he walk off this plane, he's giving interviews to the press. So if you haven't seen anything about that, it's definitely an interesting story. I look forward to hearing more about the survival. He was the father of two. His brother was also on the plane, but they were on different rows. So presumably, he looks like he's in shock in these videos. He just went through a lot. But yeah, this definitely is interesting. This is something that has sparked my curiosity. How does somebody do that? How does somebody survive, and not only survive, but they're able to walk away? It's really amazing. And I wanted to bring you some updates about the Coburger trial. So we did cover that Dateline episode where I noticed that there was some exculpatory evidence. The suspect vehicle number 1 has Indiana license plate. That's not his car. From the first video where the officer turns the corner, it's not his car. And actually, since we are on YouTube, let me take you over to the pictures. So around the halfway point in the Dateline video, we see the police on a body cam identifying suspect vehicle number 1. This is after Brian Kohberger had allegedly shut down his phone in Pullman, where he lived. Also, there's a part where he gets a ticket. It's a warning, and you also see his address there. That's going to be relevant for the next part of this. But let's start with suspect or not suspect vehicle number 1. So this is what they say is a white Elantra from the body cam videos. Now hold on just a minute. Let me see. I'm going to blow this up. And it's so grainy. But if you look at the front of this car, there's a license plate. And it appears that there's red, white, and a blue bottom. This is suspect vehicle number 1. Let me see if I can lighten up the picture. Okay, so I just did an auto adjustment on it. You might be able to see it a little bit better there. It's red with white middle and a blue bottom. Let me see if I can just adjust the brightness. I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing here. Okay. So I'm kind of playing with the brightness there. The brighter I get, the lights start to fade it out. But yeah, you can kind of see here that it's a red, white, and blue license plate. Okay, so why does that matter, Lauren, right? Why does it matter? Well, there's about 29 states that do require your license plates to not only be on the back of your car, but also the front of your car. So my family's from Virginia. That's one of those states. Another state is Idaho. Let's go further. Now, not that I trust Google to be the be-all, end-all of research, but it does indicate that in Idaho, vehicles are required to have a front license plate. And if you look at the state tags, they're red, white, and blue. Red on the top, white in the middle, blue on the bottom. Red on the top, white in the middle, blue at the bottom. All right, that's suspect vehicle 1. Let's go back to the Idaho that requires front plates. So what do we have here? We've got a mess is what we got. We've got some questions is what we have. Definitely what I have. Idaho plates. Red, white, and blue. Yeah. So this appears to be a car in Idaho with Idaho plates. Why does that matter? Well, Coburger never had Idaho plates. He had Pennsylvania plates, which are yellow and blue. And let's just pull one of those up there. And Pennsylvania does not require front plates. Liz had no idea what I was talking about when I told her some states required front plates. She thought I was talking about vanity plates. But no, some states require you to have the front and the back plates. So here's just some examples on Google of Pennsylvania plates. This is not a Pennsylvania plate. The other state that Mr. Coburger had a license plate from was Washington. He moved to Washington. He did not live in Idaho. He lived about 10, 15 minutes from Idaho, but he did not live in Idaho. Washington license plates, no stripe. So, suspect vehicle 1 has Idaho plates. Where did Coburger get 2 Idaho plates if this is the suspect's car? Now, the second part of the video that you see from Dateline, from the security camera on the neighbor's house, it's not clear. It's hard to even make out that you've got a white car. There's like 5 white cars on that street, but it's very blurry. It's coming from a night video camera on a not well lit street, and the car is just zooming by. Is it possible that it's the same car? Because that's what the state is trying to prove. They need that first video to show what kind of car it is. You can't tell from the second video. But you know what? The first video, it has Idaho plates. Now, I don't think the defense has noticed this, because they're saying in these motions they've had recently since Dateline has come out that they need to extend the trial, get farther away from this Dateline episode. August 11th is going to be too soon. They have a lot of information they're covering. And they said that they haven't been provided with any exculpatory evidence, which exculpatory evidence under Brady, which is a Supreme Court case, the state has to show you any evidence, or the government, the prosecuting government, federal court, it would be the feds. They have to show you any evidence that they have that would tend to get your client off the hook. So either the state knows this is the wrong car and is being completely unethical and trying to pull one over on the defense. I have to say, I have seen fake evidence in my files before, so I'm not going to say they're not. I don't know. Or the defense hasn't noticed this. If they're saying they don't have exculpatory evidence, they're either lying to the court or they haven't noticed it. And it's not easy to notice. I had to slow my camera down to like 0.25 playback to get this clip from Dateline. But yeah, suspect vehicle number 1 is not Brian's car. His car would have had Pennsylvania plates, which the last day of school, when the semester was over, when exams were finished, he went to the DMV and switched for Washington plates. How do I know it was the last day of school? I simply went to the college website, looked at the calendar for that year, and saw that that was exam week. And that was the last day of exams for upperclassmen, was the day he switched out those plates. Some other things that I did. We know he lives at the Grove. Let's take a look at Google. Let's take a look at Google Maps for a minute. When we see the pool party at the beginning of that Dateline episode, they tell us that it was at the Grove. And later on, you're able to see a ticket. It was a warning ticket that Coburger received. He had a couple of traffic stops before the incident. One of them was at an intersection that was about 1.8 miles from King Road. And his address was not redacted off of that in the Dateline episode. But that meant I could confirm he did live at the Grove. So let's see. And you guys can confirm it too, looking at the Dateline episode. But let's go ahead and take a look here at Google Maps. So Google Maps, Grove Student Apartments. Check, check. He lived in Pullman. There's a place called the Grove. He was a student at Washington. Let's look at the maps, shall we? All right, so here's the Grove Student Apartments. Now, you're at the Grove Student Apartments. Let's say nearby 24-hour grocery store. So we know that Brian Kohberger was a night owl. He's from the East Coast. I don't blame him. I definitely get the jet lag too when I travel west. And this was his first semester at school as a doctoral student. He had a lot on his mind. He was a teacher's assistant. So yeah, we know he likes to stay up late. He likes to stargaze according to his alibi. So if he needed to get groceries after hours, maybe at 11:30 at night when he's getting pulled over at an intersection, where are the 24-hour groceries nearest his apartment? Well, let's see. Winco Foods. Interesting. It's the only one that pops up. Where's Winco Foods? Let's take a look at that. Well, let's see. It is Huh. It's in Idaho. It's in Moscow. Interesting. Let's get directions. From Coburger's apartment to the only 24-hour grocery store this night owl can get to after he's done studying and grading papers. Let's see, the Grove Apartments. 16-minute drive from Washington. Oh, well, interesting. If you look at that speeding ticket, this is right by the intersection that he was pulled over at 11:30 at night, which was near King Road, less than 2 miles. Let's take a look. So I'm going to change this Grove Apartments here to King Road. Is it 111 King Road? Looks like I Googled it at one point. There, 1122 King Road. Okay. So this is a 6-minute drive. It's 1.8 miles away. This is the intersection he was pulled over in front of that the Dateline episode tried to say was suspect. But he's also a night owl, and it's the only 24-hour grocery. It's a 15-minute drive. I don't think that's very suspicious. It also starts to bring into question other things we heard about during this Dateline. For example, his phone pinging off of the tower that 1122 King Road is on. Now, tower pings, they're not the same as GPS. It's not when you're sitting there seeing exactly where your husband is on his way home so you can figure out when to start microwaving that dinner. It's going to tell you a radius. It's usually a 2 to 5 mile radius, but in rural areas, it can go up to 20 miles. It just tells you that that phone is using that tower. So let's say that Brian is at the grocery store, 11 times in the months leading up to the murders. I go to the grocery store probably once a week, so that would not be strange either. Is it possible that his phone was pinging off of the cell tower because he was at the grocery store? Is it possible that at night when his car is parked out there in the grocery store, somebody sees a knife in his car and takes it out and then uses it for another burglary gone wrong? It's possible he went into the bathroom and dropped his knife and some lucky murderer found it to use. It just surprises me that there is no other DNA in this case other than what's on the knife sheath, and that there are completely innocent explanations here. But the part that really got me was that suspect vehicle number 1, what they're saying is his car, it has Idaho plates. That is not his car. He did not have Idaho plates. And he wouldn't just need 1. He would need 2. Unless the back had Pennsylvania plates. You would think you'd want the 2 matching plates. So, suspect vehicle number 1, I'm thinking that's not his car. It's another car right near the location of the crime, right around the time of the crime, that doesn't belong to Coburger. He owned his car. Liz said, well, what if he was renting it? Why would you rent the same car for the murder? I don't know. That they would have evidence if there was a car rented as well. It just surprises me that his car had no DNA evidence on it. You are committing a murder or 4 murders in a 15-minute time period by hand, and you leave with not any blood evidence on your shoe to get onto your pedal. This Dateline, I know that the prosecution is arguing, this Dateline, I know that the defense is arguing that it was prejudicial and it could hurt their client. And they do have so much to go through, especially in a capital case where somebody's life is on the line. But for me, it made me more suspicious about his guilt. It put more doubt into my mind when I saw that evidence, when I saw suspect vehicle number 1 was licensed in Idaho. I hope that the defense sees this before it's too late, or that they've seen it already and it's part of their defense. But the fact that they're coming forward in these motions and saying they don't have exculpatory evidence, it makes me wonder. Now, another hard thing is there's a gag order here. So even if they did know this, even if they knew that that car was an Idaho car, they can't talk about it with the press. So it's possible that they know it. But still, you have to have a duty of candor with the court when you're filing motions. You have to be honest with the court. Despite what you hear about lawyers being liars, you have to be honest with the court. So I don't think they're filing a motion saying there's no exculpatory evidence if they had, in fact, discovered what I find to be a pretty valuable piece of exculpatory evidence. So I've been wanting to share that picture with you guys. It was quite a revelation when I saw it. I kind of pay attention to every little detail, overthink everything. It's my nature. I'm an attorney, and I understand that there's a lot of stress when you're preparing for trial. So I just hope that the defense has seen this evidence, but we don't know. There's a gag order. We won't know. And I completely understand their motion where they're saying that this Dateline case did not look good. It looked prejudicial. It took what could be a completely innocent fact and twisted it into something not innocent, suggesting, for example, that he was obsessed with these students, that he had maybe seen their YouTubes and their TikToks and figured out the layout of this house, when they also say in the same sentence, there's no connection that the police have found between Coburger and the victim's social media accounts. They say that in the episode, and then they turn around and they say, or they suggest that he might have found out about their house by looking at their social media. Hello? There's no evidence that he ever looked at their social media. You know, him Googling his own name. Oh, that's suspect. He was a TA. I dated a TA in college. He definitely wanted to see what the students were reviewing. They used to have this website where you would review your professors. And as soon as the semester ended, he would rush to that website. What did my kids say about me? So yeah, that's, I've been wanting to share the way I saw the Dateline. I know I gave my recap of it, Liz and I did, but I wanted to show you the evidence because I'm a lawyer. That's what I do. All right, guys. Well, next week we will have the rest of this Dateline sliding glass door. And until then, you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Let's ride.